this. It's going to be an action-oriented reading, and it is for every sign. I'm glad to be able to draw you guys' attention and be here live today. I'm going to start with Sagittarius. So this is what you have going on. There is someone stalking. There's someone who is not happy with something that has happened. And this is coming in right here. This is the center of what's going on. Some saltiness. And if you take a certain action, being a supportive role, there's the supportive role. Then if you do take, you center your action around support or doing something that involves a water sign, like Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, then there's something that's good-natured that is going to result. So this is the energy that's going to come through. It's going to be a witty energy, a better frame of mind, and that's what's going to happen as far as with that action. If you've been considering taking that action, a specific action. Leo. So there's been some disagreeableness. This is coming out as being some kind of conflict that is, it's like a pulling, a tug of war. And it is like more of an organized type of conflict, Leo. And that's what's been going on. That's what you have going on, or someone else has it going on. It has everything to do with something that you've been in some type of conundrum about, something has been going on. So if you take some action, this action is coming in as these cards were stuck together, centered around something you feel obligated to do to help someone, just because you care about a person and you believe in someone. You want to create some happiness, some additional vibrations of, good nature, good heartedness. So if you take an action that is centered around doing something, that it could be fire related or water related, so it can involve another Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, or even a Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer, then the outcome is going to be a togetherness. It's going to be experience where people come together in a way that maybe they have not previously, maybe they have, however, people will come together and it will be positive along those lines. So the outcome is the people who are angry, the people who are trying to drive wedges between people, they are going to be even more upset because it's not going to work for them, and things are going to go down another pathway. Aries. Here's where you are. This is some self-reflection. You're thinking about, do you really want to do something? How do you really feel about things that are going on? If you take an action that is all about self-improvement, or that has something to do with an earth sign, a Taurus, a Capricorn, or a Virgo, then the energy that is going to be the outcome of this action you take is emotional upheaval. So You already are self-reflecting. If you just center yourself on, now if it has something to do with one of these signs, you could wind up even more emotional in the long run. So if you take that action, that's where it's headed. You're going to be emotional, period. You're starting off here with self-reflection. That's going to lead to a catharsis or seeing something in a new way, or even more ingrained in a way that you already have decided things are. So this is all about actions, taking actions. Gemini. Here you are. You're in self-reflection mode. So if you decide to take action, that is all about looking forward to something, just going full speed ahead, welcoming something that you have going on, then you may have doubts about it later. You may say, oh, you went along with it, and then you feel like you crushed someone else, so you may end up feeling guilty. So make sure before you go, just go with the flow on something that you really take it into consideration and take it to heart, because you don't want to, be looking back like, man, if I only wouldn't have just went with the flow. Because some people don't know what they're doing. This other person may just be having you on a cruise going somewhere where you don't want to go. So make sure you check that route out first thoroughly. Aquarius. You are envisioning something new. You're letting go of an old mentality or old way of doing things, and you are making a way to do things in a totally different manner. So that's where you are right now. If you take some action that is centered around another Aquarius, a Libra, or a Gemini, or even if you make this courageous, it's all about being strong, like fighting your way through a situation, just, hey, saying this is how it's going to be, and I'm putting my foot down. Then boom, this is coming in here as showing that you are in a mode where you're ready to, like you were already feeling, give up something and get something else. So it's all about what you want. This is the energy that you're going to feel. You're going to feel an openness. Now some people say, oh, I don't want to be wide open. Well, how are you going to experience love if you're not open to love? Or how are you going to experience a plateau of victory if you don't go ahead and allow that courage to come through in a major way? Because, this person doesn't know. Is the horse going to stumble? What's going to happen? But and it's not blinders. There's no blinder on this person. It's just, hey, having the courage and moving forward at a rate where everything's going to be busted wide open. Everybody is going to have to get out the way. That's making a huge statement, a really humongous statement. A big idea that's coming through, that's taking shape, taking form for you, Aquarius. Libra. Here's where you are. You're stepping on someone's toes. Maybe you're doing it on purpose. Maybe you're not. Maybe they should get their toes out of the way. The way you see it, you're like, hey, I'm doing my thing. You do you. And that's just where you are. That's coming in. That's where you are. If you take an action that it's all about, okay, well, it's left up to the gods, or it's left up to God, or I'm going to see which way the waves are going to rush in or out. If you take that approach, then you are going to have extra choices, additional choices. because the universe is unfolding in a way where you're going to get these choices coming in here. And if that's where you want, you are headed down the right path. And that's what I want to let you know right now. Capricorn. You are taking initiative. You're not sitting back waiting on stuff to happen. You're taking charge. And that's where you are right now. If you take an action, that's clearing the pathway with a whole new vision at this point, or if you take an action that's centered around an earth sign, an Aquarius, a Libra, or a Gemini, the result is going to be you show your courage. And people can do nothing more than respect that, Capricorn. Virgo. You are making your way through some negative energy. You're really standing out to others. If you take an action that is based upon something that is earth sign related, a Taurus, Capricorn, or another Virgo, then you are going to be experiencing a time where it's just one little victory over another, or one little hurdle after another, and you get to rest in between. If you meet your own needs when you're resting, you're going to feel a lot better. So something that you've been considering doing is going to lead you to a place where you can catch your breath, so to speak. Taurus. You are at a place where maybe you're being comforted by memories, or either you're at a place where you're truly just maintaining in a way that no one can blame you for anything, because they see you as either an innocent bystander or someone who is just comforting to many people, or comforting to that one other person, and it's making a really huge difference. If you take an action that is all about working and maybe doing things you've always done, or just putting in efforts, instead of just saying, hey, it's not my fault. If you put in these efforts here, you're going to be a lot happier for it. You're going to be putting out positive energy, optimistic energy, and really good energy, energy fields that are excellent for us. Now, I want to go back and do some clarity here for our fire sign. So let me bring Leo out. So for Leo, you're at a place where you may be a little bit saddened by something someone has been experiencing, things that are going on that you feel like, man, you know, things have, maybe they're just transpiring like in a way that the universe sees fit so that people can learn lessons and everything, except for, you know, you just have some sympathy that you know you're feeling, and some people may feel it's misplaced. But you don't want to make things better before you make them worse. You just, you know what I mean? You don't want to step in there. I mean, if people are not experiencing that cause and effect, will they ever? You know, you have to really slow down and view the whole picture, because, you know, you may not want to see people feel a certain way, but, you know, truth is truth, honor is honor. If you take an approach where you stick with people who believe a certain way, as far as they want to uphold, you know, the rights of others, and so forth and so on. If you do this and you're coming in as joining forces with others who really care, who really have sympathy, and yet they still care and they want to see positive behavior flourish, then there's hope. But if you know what I mean, if you have no hope, then, you know, I mean, you want to stay on a page where you have hope. So if you make this choice, and this is water-oriented, sign related, possibly, you can still come out with some type of hope. So if you make a move that's based on one of these signs, which is Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, you know, you don't want to put your trust in the wrong individuals, but you do want to maintain hope. But you don't want to, you know, yes, love covers all sins, and, you know, but you just don't be a doormat, a constant doormat. And that's what I'm feeling here. Maintain your hope that things are totally chaotic, you know, and your faith can give you hope as well. How you do want to uphold something here. So just taking a look at not necessarily your values, but how you go about demonstrating what you believe in. That can give you another sense of hope, Leo. And that's what I'm gathering for you. Next up, Scorpio. You're at a place of self-reflection. If you take an approach where you don't want to see progress, or you slow down progress because of whatever reason, you know, maybe it feels safer to you to slow down in some process, or to hang on to things and keep the status quo, you know, sturdy. Or maybe you want to see others do what you'd have them to do, make the choices you'd have them to make. How are they going to learn if they don't make their own mistakes? Yes, you can lead them, guide them in a certain way, but they're still their own individuals. So this is what is reminding you of that right here. This is the lesson that's coming in. And if you make a choice that's centered around an earth sign, a Virgo, a Capricorn, or a Taurus, the outcome is likely to give an opening for you to grow with these religious vibes or spiritual vibes coming in. Could even give you a foothold politically, you know, in some area, maybe to make moves, or to encourage moves in a way that's going to be successfully maintained and successful in general, to help others see the light in that way, Scorpio. What sign should we go with? Okay, Cancer. And if there's any clarifiers that need to come up, just make mention to me, and I will try to go back over whatever you need me to explain. With Cancer, you're making it your way through some energies that are questionable, some dark energies possibly, that are just not see-through. They're not coming out as being ultimately, they're not saying, hey, this is what we're all about. These are kind of like muddled energies, like gray, in the gray area, as opposed to one absence of color or the other absence of color. You know, the black and white absence of color. This is like, it's neither. So this energy, you're coming through this, some troubling, something troubling. And here is this self-improvement route. If you go this route, or you make a move that has everything to do with an earth sign, a Capricorn, a Taurus, or a Virgo, then things are just going to get even more emotionally mucky. You're going to have deep-seated emotions that come up. You could have some emotional upheaval where you know, you take on these emotions because you really are dissecting things. And so if you don't want to be all in your feelings, then you don't want to just look at doing things that are related to this earth sign. if you don't want to think about all that because you just went through all this, or you came through and you came out looking good because you really stood out um, in a positive way. Don't let anyone drag you back into like this so emotional that you don't know which way to go. I mean, of course you know which way to go. You don't want anyone to sway you by really, really strong emotions because you know the facts. And I mean, you just dealing with the facts, you're just at a whole nother level in that way, not overtaken. Things make more sense and you stick to the facts. Pisces. You are at a place where you're demonstrating your strength. If you take an approach where you just laugh off the petty stuff, or if you take an approach where you take an action that is centered around an air sign of Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini, the result is going to be someone's going to offer you something, or you're going to be in a place to accept some type of proposal that maybe you've been waiting for. This is positive energy coming in. This is all about action and moving forwards and accepting something, or just having an option that you can take should you desire to do so. And that's what will be coming in here as you take that action. So that's the outcome. If you are looking for a proposal, if you're easygoing with it, if you take things in a way that's not taking them to heart, you're going to get a proposal that maybe is respectable, more respectable than otherwise, Pisces. And I'm feeling the need to clarify a little bit with Aquarius. There is a very tempting scenario coming in, so it's something that you're being tempted to do coming in here. And if you take this action, again, see, this is an example of how things can be reiterated. If you take this courageous action, or you do something based on the energy of another air sign, a Libra, a Gemini, or an Aquarius, then the outcome is it's all about encouraging others, demonstrating an air of living for what you want, making choices in that regard. And the clarity is all about, action, because action speaks louder than words. And also your words are eloquent, so they're matching up. That's what I'm gathering here, and they're going to match up. Aquarius. And there is wisdom in the move that you're making, and it's coming up as something that has to do with sacrificing. I wanted a little bit of clarity there, however, in wisdom. So that's what you're doing. You're doing something where you're maintaining, you're being compassionate and wise all at the same time, because you will be able to find a way that combines all of that together, both of those things, that compassion and and wisdom, without being too compassionate, because maybe your counterpart has been before that's what I wanted some clarity on while doing that reading, because there's anxiety and self-reflection, and this could be the cure to this anxiety here coming up. And this is healing. I'm feeling healing here, and then being able to think more clearly after that healing takes place. And this is for all the signs. I'm feeling that for all the signs. And that is where I'm going to leave you guys. Please subscribe. Please let me know if I hit on anything specifically, because it encourages me. And it opens me up to learning more about what's going on and the battles that we face as humans and the growth that we're doing spiritually. And sometimes this is collectively even. So, bye for now, guys.